Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo, and I am here on another Friday night coming to you guys straight from the basement in Brooklyn. And I'm just very excited, guys. It arrived. It finally arrived. Arsenal, we've been waiting for it. We finally got our top of the league for most of the season trophy. And so it's good that we got some silverware. Um, uh, it's been a while since Arsenal has been able to claim anything, so I'm really happy that we got the silverware that we've been looking for. Top of the league for most of the season, but not the end of the season, is what it says on the back here. But look, we got some silverware, still more than Tottenham has received in a long time. Because this season, I don't know if Tottenham or Chelsea even get participation trophies. So that being said, I'm going to put that up here, right where it belongs. Boom. Beautiful right there. Okay, welcome back to the Stoop. Speaking of Arsenal season, I thought it would be on point for the beer that I crack open today to be called the Piff. Because that's kind of what Arsenal season has done in the past few weeks, has just gone Piff. So, cheers.
Cheers.
John, Ben.
Cheers.
Cheers, fellas. All right. Piff. Yeah. All right. Well, as everybody who watches any Premier League action knows and was able to see, Arsenal were on a bit of a slide, a bit of a skid where they drew 3 matches in a row, 2 from leading positions, and 1 a come from behind win against the last place team in the league, the team that almost definitely will be relegated this season. And then we went to the Etihad and we played Manchester City. And I haven't really said much about this match in public, so I'm going to give my basic thoughts on what happened in that match. And basically what I've been telling people when they're like, "Oh, Lolo, damn, man. Ooh, and I'm like, you know what? Had we gone back and forth or like 0-0 and then it ended with a penalty goal or something like that and City won, or some sort of weird controversy and we still lost, I would have been furious, which I was for a lot of that match. But by the end of the match, when Haaland put the last goal in, I was almost applauding, because it had been so long since I had seen the Manchester City that we know they can be. The Manchester City that doesn't just, even when they smack teams around sometimes 5-0, it's not that they're that brilliant. They showed up. Everyone was on their A+ game. And when Kevin De Bruyne has a game like that, there's nobody in the world that can stop them. And if they play that way against Real Madrid for 2 matches, they should be fine going on to win the Champions League. The thing is, and Debbie Lewis, you nailed it right there. She says, Lolo, City will only draw with Fulham. It's not over till it's over. And that's exactly when Manchester City beat us earlier this year at the Emirates. Their next match was at Nottingham Forest, and I told Mark on a video, I said, watch, they will drop points at Nottingham Forest. And then they did. It was a last minute crazy sort of goal to tie it up, but that's what happened. City, I felt respected by the beatdown. You guys know what I mean by that? I felt like they respected us enough and saw us as so much of a threat that they studied, came up with new stuff, came up with a plan, and everyone was on their 100% A game. And that to me is like, okay, that's a beating where it wasn't just little individual errors that cost us that game. It was a team going, hey, we've heard that you guys think you're the new shit around here. Let me just remind you where you are. You're a few years away. And that's what they showed us. And you guys are right. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And somebody said, Yeah. Um, but I just feel like there was a little bit of pride in the beatdown, if you know what I mean by that. Let me know what you think in the comments of what I'm saying. Does any of that make sense? But even Graham Wood Robinson says right there, anything could happen. And absolutely anything could happen. Anything could happen. That being said, Arsenal has not a great run of fixtures coming up. So if Arsenal are to win this league, it will be because City slipped up against stupid teams that they shouldn't have. And if you look at it, the reason that Arsenal may lose this season is because we slipped up against teams that we shouldn't have. We lost to Everton. We drew to Southampton twice. We drew to Brentford. We lost to Manchester United. We're talking about terrible teams here. Just saying. We could have won the league by losing to City twice, and still by losing to City twice, we still could have won the league had we beaten the teams that we were supposed to beat. That being said, I'm very proud of my boys, and I'm very proud of Arsenal as a team, as a club, as a whole organization for this season. They've really shown us, they've really bought back a lot of faith by their work with the fans and their work with everybody, and then they're showing their work on the pitch. So I'm excited for the years to come, and I'm not done. I'm not done with this season because, as Diggler TC just said, Leeds will do you a favor, Lolo, by beating City. Those are the things that could happen. I would be more shocked by Arsenal beating City than I would with, Everton, Leeds, teams like that. So, um, yeah, and that's exactly Manchester City as well. They drop points to weird teams as well, and they generally put a beat down on the bigger supposedly bigger teams. But anyway, let me go ahead and bring on some of my friends here because today is an oddly Arsenal free day. Not Arsenal free, arseless, less arse than usual. And
Arsenal light.
we are Arsenal light today. Oh, there's Tony. Tony, you guys have been putting some beat downs, and we still have to go play you guys again. We still have to go play Newcastle again. Newcastle right now are putting up goals that they don't even understand. The face of Isak when they were beaten down on Tottenham, his goal, he looked around like, what? Who are we playing? Like, are we? What are we doing? Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy comes off the bench and he's like upset that he didn't get his double because he should have got a double in the little bit of time that he was on there. It's crazy.
Before you bring everybody in, can you have about 26 seconds? I want to show you something.
Sure.
They give the contestant a head start, and then watch this guy in the free suit.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Watch this, folks.
I mean, the guy had what, a 200-foot head start?
At least.
Look at this guy go.
This guy is beautiful. Look at this guy.
The guy thought, he thought he was going to win.
Exactly.
And it's bad enough, like he should have just lost, but why does he fall on his face? Like, come on. And that's what I'm afraid of. And there's even Mo Master here talking some smack already, saying Arsenal will not win all their remaining games, no chance. And that's where I'm like, let's not be that meme that you just showed. Yes, we can stumble and we can be caught by this amazing team, and they can overturn us like everyone's been saying they're going to do all season. Let's just not fall on our face, and let's get as close to 90 points as possible and take it as a badass season and go into next season expecting more, being hungrier. It's like missing out on the Champions League last season. I think had we got into the Champions League, we wouldn't have been vying for first place as much as we were. So, but super excited for multiple things. We are back in Europe, in the proper Europe. We are in the Champions League. It is mathematically, we cannot miss out on Champions League this season. I'm so happy, so excited to hear that music again. And then St. Totteringham's Day, came and went like last week at some point, and we didn't even celebrate it as much. That's how you know it's a good season. Because as I like to say, Tottenham are not our biggest rivals. We need to get that out of our head, Arsenal. Tottenham are not our biggest rivals, our arch enemies or anything like that. They're our little shithead brothers that won't shut up about how good they're going to be and how big they're going to be whenever they grow up. So we need to get that out of our head. It's the Manchester United. Manchester United is the biggest one, and then Liverpool and Chelsea as well. So yeah. Anyway, I said I was going to bring in some Leeds United guys because I do have some Leeds United guys. Oh, see, Debbie, and this is what I didn't want to have happen, was having a win at the Molineux to win it. At least I'm hoping that Wolves are safe by then and they're like not relegated, so they don't have to fight for their lives. So yeah, Real Madrid is not. Yeah, I'm a Jimmy there. I'll put 10 on that. Real Madrid is not beating Manchester City. Sorry. And let's see what Sam Greenwood said. Arteta was arrogant, thinking he could go to the Etihad with Holding, thinking he could play them toe-to-toe. Arteta didn't want to remember how to beat them in the FA Cup previously. Yeah, but what was the other option there? You have to play Holding. And you know what? Holding wasn't the worst defender out there. Like anybody, once again, Haaland had an incredible day as well. His hold-up play, his finishing, everything was better. And yeah, Mo Master. Yeah, you might beat them one game, but they're going to advance. They're a different beast than last year, and last year you guys had the momentum. Real Madrid had that momentum of coming from behind and winning and winning and winning. Right now, you guys are just doing your thing. So, yeah. Anyway, let's please. It's time to bring in some of our loyal happy hour friends here. Big up to Ben Ireland there with the Leeds United States flag behind there. What's up, Mr. Tom, as well?
Evening.
Greens.
How are we?
We're doing all right. Doing all right. Better than the Rangers, unfortunately.
Yeah, they've slid from 2 up to 3-2 down.
Yeah,
it's not over till it's over, as we say. We'll do you a favour. You'll be right in it. You have to get a second poem ready
for Leeds United.
Yeah.
Oh, please, let's do it.
Other than that miracle, I don't see where our next win's coming from.
We can't even do ourselves a favour, let alone anyone else.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Leeds United,
the
you
only
guys.
thing I'm pissed off now. If we go down, the one thing that's going to piss me off about going down is Sheffield United came up.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Sheffield United and Burnley are officially up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's it looking like the third one is going to be? Do you know?
Look, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's the playoffs at the minute. Have they still got a game to
go? 2 games. Millwall won tonight. So you're looking at it's going to be one out of Luton, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Coventry, Sunderland, Blackburn, possibly West Brom. I think can still make it. Outside Preston North End. Even Norwich can make it technically, but probably not. So yeah, it goes down to about 11th, 12th. No, 12th. 12th. It goes down to.
So Ben, you coming straight out the gate talking about the benefits and the positives and negatives about being relegated. Is that where your mind is?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're set up. You're ready.
I'm set up. Look, expect the worst now. Anything else is a bonus. That's my mindset. It's easier to take. It's less frustrating when you're watching them.
Premier League's actually quite miserable if you don't have £2 billion in the bank.
Yeah, it's a fight. It's a struggle. It's very few highs over a lot of lows. And as we found out, like last season, for you, there was a lot of lows where you had to build your team back or get into some sort of rhythm again. It's painful when you're not winning.
Now this guy's fucking. You know me. I started following Leeds United when you guys came up. And I think that right then, right when we did that first video about Leeds United, we met a lot of y'all in the comment section, eventually saw your faces and got you on the show a lot. But back then, all of this pain, Ben and Tom, does it all go back to that summer, the arrogance
It's not.
to
I
not
think. I just
sign
think. Look,
more people, to
I
not
just think
you
Bielsa was
guys
running our
rested on your
club.
laurels going, let's carry this little momentum that we have, and we did so
we
well
were
in
all
the
in a bubble, weren't
championship.
we? We were all
There-
in a bubble. We were all on cloud
No,
nine. We were
no,
playing exciting
Can
football.
sum this up.
Go on.
No, I was just gonna, all I'd like to say is we have tried to play 4D chess by buying players for the future when we actually needed to buy players for now.
Mm-hmm. It's just bad
We've
management.
spent we spent 40 million on striker that won't play because you know he ain't going to get you the goals you need. So why buy him? Oh, what? Because he might net us an extra 20 million if we sell him for 60 in 3 years' time. You ain't going to sell him 60 in the
You've
Championship.
got to earn that 60 million price tag. It's just
Exactly.
since Bielsa left, we seem to have from the board level managed the club terribly, which makes me think that he was calling the shots for 3 years. And he knows how to run a club better than they do. It's recruitment's great.
That was the deal. That was how they got Bielsa. Was he said, okay, but you need to listen to everything I say, and they were like, whatever you want. And then and it's more arrogance on the part of Rads or somebody.
Yeah, of course.
To say, oh, you know what? You got us this far. Fuck off. We're going to get somebody else, and we'll be able to.
You've got to be
manage
ruthless
him.
in this world. Look, there's certain players you keep, like your Stuart Dallases, for as long as you can. But even they've got an expiry date. Even Kevin De Bruyne has got an expiry date. Pep will be a couple of seasons and he'll be on the work. David Silva was one. Great players have expiry dates, and so do shit players. And I'm not taking away what they did and how they achieved what they achieved. Fine, but there's time where you sentiment out the window, and this is a business that you're running. You can't run a business having your best mates playing for you. Our recruitment's great if we want to win the under 11s league. Other than that, it's been toss. And we all jumped on a hype because we was buying Champions League players and internationals, but Aronson's the worst thing we've bought since Thomas Brolin. He's awful. And McKennie's just looks like he's happy earning a wage. And Adams
Does McKennie not look heavy?
McKennie looks lazy.
Heavy. He doesn't look fit.
No, he looks fat.
McKennie,
I'm not going to say that.
No,
I'll call him out. I have one of Annie's friends.
McKennie has the look of someone who has sold certain promises that we immediately went back on. You'll be coached by a certain individual and you'll get to stand next to your best mate. Both of them ain't happening.
Yeah.
Admittedly, we didn't get Tyler Adams injured.
No.
But the reality is going out there and he's not getting what he was sold
McKennie played half a match, I think, with under Jesse Marsh. He came on like late in a game, and that was it. The next match he was on.
Like Grazia the other night, he said in his press conference after we'd just drawn, he checkmated himself basically. He says, I couldn't see where I could improve the attack. That's because you brought Aronson on instead of Nonto. Do you know, once he'd made that substitution, Rodrigo, was it, who came off for Aronson? Somerville had already come on for Sinistera for being injured. Harrison was having the game of his life, so you're not going to take him off. So it leaves Bamford. I'd have took Aronson off and brought Nonto on just to make a statement.
Blackburn, Sam. Sorry, Ben.
The guys, I don't know, there's just no fight and no desire and it's no plan. The passing, everything.
Well, to me, something that showed heart in Leeds United at points this season, it was similar to what Arteta was forced to do last season, which was to rely heavily on the youth. And if we look back to a few matches that you guys have had this season that you were either losing or tying, and you had a late goal, it was from the connection of Somerville and Nonto. if I'm not mistaken,
Mm.
where they both came on late and they scored a goal, assist and a goal, and then the next match it was nearly the same thing. One of them, Somerville might have started, but I remember it was the it was like nothing was working for Leeds United. They couldn't break through. And then you got Somerville and Nanto on the pitch together. There were smiles on their faces. There was tiki-taka. There were flicks. There were, oh, let me
Yeah.
burn this guy. Oh, he caught me. And then you see him look at him and he's like, do it again, like, and I remember putting a
Chemistry.
text in the group saying saying this is these two are clearly working together off the pitch because they're not starters. And now they're on the pitch at the same time. They have some hidden chemistry there. Bamford comes on the pitch, I called him what did I say? I said in the text, I said Bamford is a donkey. Winning? When I wanted to say Bamford was a potato, but
were we winning when that happened?
No.
No.
Do you get the feeling it's like what dream did this, like Giabi from Man City and Sonny Perkins, who were actually on the fringes of their first teams or getting appearances, both left their academies to come and play for our academy. Basically, it was the dream that they sold them. If we go down, then you'll be first team players for. Do you know what I mean? It's like you just sign players for no reason, just to try and make a profit on, to do a Chelsea.
When you know what, people need to stop fucking looking at Chelsea, and they need to start looking at Brighton, because Brighton, like, to me right now, we're after Moises Caicedo, and I'm like, fuck that. Let's ask Brighton who they will replace Caicedo with, and let's get that guy, because that guy's probably $1 million, and we put a year or two into him.
In the pan, though.
It's happened for season after season, Tom. It even happened with Graham Potter and De Zerbi. Everyone's saying they're screwed once Graham Potter's gone.
That's two managers over the course of 2 years. You make it sound like it's a 10-year project. That you're talking about something happened in 2022.
Look, Brighton have clearly hit some gold.
They're
with some
doing
players.
well now.
Or they've got some good coaches.
They've got something going on there. They've got something going on there. I'm sorry.
I can't remember who it was. I think it was the Square Ball I watched. And it's like when we had Bielsa here and his coaches.
Fucking Moylan. Blame Moylan.
Our players our youth players were actually progressing and getting better. And then Marsh comes in, who's not all about coaching. They're not getting progressively better. They're staying at the same level. Some of them are good enough, do you know? But the way I look at it is the only way you're going to get better is experience and game time.
He weren't about coaching. He was about vibes. If we have good vibes around the place, we'll win games.
Yeah.
Well, what are the vibes when you're losing by 1 goal every game, Jesse? I mean, to be fair,
Tom, Ben, are you guys drinking at all tonight? Because you guys are fucking bringing me down right now. I was going to have to bring back
do you want us to talk about Arsenal for 5 minutes? Because
talk down Arsenal.
Arsenal were the masters of their own downfall the other night. City were great. Arsenal was shocking. Arsenal, they didn't turn up.
Played the role of Leeds when we played Arsenal, basically, where we turned up and we were essentially in the game until we wasn't, and then we were suddenly out of our depth, which is basically what happened to you.
It just that happened like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, just
that was like 10 minutes.
You were chasing it, and too many individual mistakes as well. And I think, look, I rate Ramsdale on his day, but I don't think he was at the races the other night.
Hold on.
Goals he could have saved.
That being said, I agree. 2 of them at least, he should have done better on. That being said, he had like 4 other ones that should have been goals that he saved. So if he stops those, it was just one of those nights where they were getting through, where people are like, "Oh my God, Odegaard, he's invisible." I'm like, which one of our players is not invisible right now? Like who was actually
did you
doing
always
good
have the
work?
feeling though? Because I did that City gained momentum around this time, and
Always, yeah.
I think a lot of the media hyped it, that put a lot of pressure on Arsenal. I think by the way it's been portrayed.
If I kept telling you guys all season long, I'm gonna scream, "We are top of the league, we are top of the league," and be a cunt about it because I know it's gonna end. Because it was all set up for this. It was all set up for City. They're having their bad season. They were never that far behind us. I think our biggest gap was like 10 points, and they had a game in hand or two. And we are a young team. And when we're pulling out wins that maybe we weren't blowing people away. And it was like, oh, we're going to get tired. Our bench is nowhere near the depth of them. And they get better as the season goes on. They get better as the games matter more. And you know what? I'll even say if we lose this season, if we end up second place by less than 3 points, if they only beat us by 1 or 2 points, I'm blaming all of this on the Queen. Because if we would have played Manchester City when we were supposed to,
I'm the same.
We would have beat them. We would have beat them easily. Like we were in a form and they were in this funk. They were in this weird thing. It got rescheduled and rescheduled and rescheduled to the next part of the year after the World Cup. And then, they beat us that night. They beat us again. They may have beat us that day. I'm just saying we were in way better form, and they were in terrible form early on. And we weren't a threat to them at that time. So, and they're like, oh, the Queen is an Arsenal fan, and I'm like, clearly she's not. Sorry.
It's been a funny old season. At least we can both say that we've not been 5-0 down after 20 minutes.
Yeah, we can say that. We can say that, yeah.
They disappointed me, actually, Tony, did Newcastle against Spurs, because they should have just carried on taking them to the cleaners, and they didn't. They eased up on them a bit
in the 21st minute.
Yeah.
And then Manchester United this weekend.
To break records. I really did.
This weekend, Manchester United was like, oh, we're like Newcastle too. We put 2 goals up on the first half. Ha, ha, ha. And it's like, oh, yeah, you got to play 2 halves.
But I'm glad they got going against Everton in end.
Bring it on, bitch. That was rude.
There's some good goals. Did you watch the Everton game? There's some good finishes.
Oh, my God. Isak's assist.
And where
he had like 8 Everton players around him.
And
they all retired.
He had an inch of grass.
Each one of those players retired. You said that?
We've got them to play.
All right, let's bring me some backup so it's not just Leeds United here. Let's bring on the 4th place team in the league, Liverpool.
7.
What's up, Liverpool, Chris?
They didn't give him the fucking assist. What a bunch of bullshit that is.
What? So tell me why he didn't get the assist on
I guess because maybe his pass was slightly deflected.
It hits another player.
But it was a chip up and over.
It don't matter. If it's an opposing player, it's not classed as an assist.
That's a terrible rule.
I mean, it needs to be. I understand like a deflection from a shot. Like if it's a shot and the keeper parries it, then clearly it's not. But that was exactly what he was trying to do is what happened.
That deflection off that player diverted the ball into that path, even though I know he would have scored anywhere.
No. If anything, it put it behind him a little bit, and he had to slow up. It was going to be perfect.
That's why that rule is as it stands. Because
how do you not
changes the trajectory of the ball?
They need to invent a stat so this doesn't become forgotten. Like, I don't know. That was
good night, Graham.
Well, they have something called videotape.
Yeah.
Which will mean that it won't be forgotten.
Tape.
What are they going to call it? Like
Isak? My apologies. It's digital now, isn't it?
Whatever will they think next?
No, I'm thinking like to get the old VHS out.
It's the first time I've seen your blinds open, Chris.
Yeah, it's usually nighttime. I mean, it's usually dark.
But
in the summer it gets lighter.
Hey guys,
Chris. All right, Chris. How are you guys doing? Liverpool, I added Diogo Jota to my fantasy league, and he is doing very well.
I feel like
Do you guys think you
I
guys
feel
finished
like
fourth?
even though, I mean, there's no possibility of top 4. Mentally, they should be playing like thinking we can win every one of these games. Everyone is healthy. Just let's fucking do it, right? Finish 5th for certain. Like just take care of it. Finish ahead of Spurs. That's what I want. We should be able to do that.
I'm one of these.
There's no major injuries right now.
If I was
Trent is
top 4 club,
rejuvenated out of the midfield position.
I mean, Chris, you guys are a point away, a point below Tottenham and Aston Villa with a game in hand. So you win your game in hand, you're at 56, you're 4 points below.
But then United will have 2 games in hand.
4 points below United with 2 games in hand. Yeah.
they could lose.
That
Then
maybe.
I'm just one of these.
If
I was a top 4 club, supporter of a top 4 club, I'd rather finish 9th than anything between 4th and 9th.
Yeah, but
I just wouldn't want to be in any of them other European trophies. As a Leeds fan, I would, because that's progress. It's a backward step for you, do you know? And I just wouldn't want the Thursday night football.
Yeah, I
team like West Ham.
There was part of me that wanted to finish 8th or 9th and just kind of avoid all of Europe next year and make a run at.
So you can have a bit of freshness and rebuild.
But I feel like we've been such a disjointed squad that like getting these reps in together is almost worth it. And if you're going to do that, you might as well win. But
look, I never want Leeds to go out and lose, you know. But it's just the thought of Thursday night football. It's a hindrance to big clubs.
Yeah, but we might not be a big club if we don't.
We'd always be a big club.
Money. I mean, I know what I'm saying. But we.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know.
We can get back to 8th place finishes of 12 years ago pretty easily. So I think plus Europa League still pays some money. It might mean one more transfer than they would have had otherwise.
It's also another route into Champions League, I suppose.
Yeah,
if you win it.
Yeah, and I think Aston Villa is working very hard to hit 5th. They really don't want 4th because Unai Emery is no good in the Champions League, but he's fucking deadly in the Europa League. So Aston Villa is shooting for like a very specific target right now. They're like, don't do too well, but we got to beat these guys. So. And guys, speaking of Unai Emery, this brings up another question. So Pep Guardiola is on his he's in a final already. He's in a good spot to win the league. He's in the Champions League semifinal. He has his team prepped for a treble run. Arteta has done some incredible things this season with Arsenal that nobody thought he would. Unai Emery took a 17th place Aston Villa team, and I think they've lost like 2 in 17 or something like that. It's a crazy, crazy stat. Eddie Howe has done amazing fucking things with Newcastle United. Yes, they've spent some money, but look at what he's done to the likes of Almiron, Joe Linton, all these players. Look at what he's doing there. Guys, who gets manager of the season?
Lampard.
All right, next topic. Moving on. I dropped my mic after that, Chris. That was so good. All the mics just fell. So
I think if the season ended right now, maybe Eddie Howe.
I'm going Michael Scabala.
I think it depends. If Arteta,
got a draw.
Arsenal somehow still wins the league, it's Arteta. But I don't think that's. I want that to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Pep has to win Pep has to win the treble. But
Pep would have to win the treble.
But they don't.
Arteta would have to win the league.
They're not supposed to incorporate Europe or the cups into their thinking. I don't think.
But that's so stupid because you have to if you have a manager who, like I'm sorry, Unai Emery, as good as
Is there
he's
like a
doing,
Ballon d'Or
he
for coaches? Like
I don't know.
like best
In
coach
England,
in
you've
Europe?
got the official awards, and then you've got like the Football Writers Awards, which all the journalists vote.
Yeah.
So there's
They've
like
already
2 or
given
3
out
different.
the award. Like
Yeah, there's
Arteta already won Manager of the
yeah,
Year for
there's like 3
England or
different awards
something.
for it. So and I
But
think the official one only takes
and then
Premier League into account.
yeah, and then you got to give credit to they're I don't think they're in the running just because this De Zerbi has been good. I mean, as much as we shit on scum, like Ten Hag is won a trophy, maybe 2, and they'll finish in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And then the
I
fucker
don't know if
who's at
I don't know if
Brentford.
he deserves
Brentford's
Manager of
no
the Season.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't
No,
I
no, no.
wouldn't say
I'm
Ten
just saying
Hag
it's
Manager of the Season.
I guess what I'm saying is
That's a good shout.
there's been a lot of
Marco
good
Silva.
coaching jobs this year.
And a lot of poor
So
ones.
so let's say so you're saying Pep needs to win the treble. Arteta needs to win the league. De Zerbi needs to get Europe.
I don't think
Eddie,
Emery-
I
as
think
much as I
Eddie,
like
I think
Emery-
Eddie Howe has to get Europe top 4 as well.
Eddie Howe needs to get 3rd place.
Yeah,
I think Newcastle is going to be in Europe. They are on fucking fire as well.
The only reason I have Emery ahead of De Zerbi in all instances is I think they have similar records, but where Emery took them from, they were like Villa would have got relegated, I think, with Gerrard.
Yeah, possibly. I mean Villa are they're 5 points ahead of Brighton, but Brighton have 3 games in hand. One of those is City though, and Brighton just lost to Brentford, which was crazy.
How can you have Ten Hag as the winner? I mean, like I just said he did a great job, but like there's no
He's
way.
out of his mind because he doesn't watch Premier League.
He has a unique view on football.
I mean, they have some embarrassing losses this year as well.
Yeah. So if Brighton won their 3 games in hand, they would jump right under Manchester United.
They look like I think they just hit their cup exit kind of. Like they didn't look very good.
They're on the beach.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the beach.
I think that loss to Manchester United in the FA Cup in penalties that kind of there's no way they should have lost to Brentford the way that they did. They didn't look good. It wasn't like Brentford were just on it. Both teams didn't look good in the first half.
I mean, they play Scum, they play Arsenal, they play Newcastle, and they play City and Villa.
Yeah. So
they also play Southampton and Everton and Mark's Mighty Wolves, but they've got
I think John did some
very hard games.
John did some graphics for the teams
that
the matches that we've got left.
All right, there's Bournemouth.
Oh.
Who are we talking about right now? We were talking about Brighton. So go to the next one, John. There we go. Oh, Jesus. And they have 8 matches left. So they got Wolves.
They're definitely
Wolves, Man United, Everton. Basically, everyone that they're playing is playing for something.
Yeah.
I think Wolves
is
would
clear,
be the
I
least.
Think. They'll lose to Everton.
I hope they don't lose to Everton. Everton needs to go down.
Everton
they will
needs
lose
to go down.
Everton, though.
Oh, and aren't Everton getting a new stadium like very soon? Next year or something?
It's way behind schedule, isn't it?
Next.
What?
I think it's the season after the next.
Oh, so maybe they could be back in the Premier League.
You've got potentially, though. I mean, let's say Southampton do a miracle. You've got potentially 3 big clubs could go down, so it's not guaranteed that 3 big clubs are going to come straight back up again. There's always a championship side that throws a spanner in works. Like it's Sheffield United.
Bournemouth and the Blades, Sheffield United are up, right? So then it's
Burnley.
Burnley, sorry.
Yeah.
Burnley, Bournemouth.
Vincent Kompany's Burnley, not Sean Dyche's Burnley.
Or could you
That's
imagine
gonna-
Millwall in Premier League? Oh,
Fucking Vincent Kompany is back in the Premier League. That is crazy.
He'll get
I
battered
think he
every
should
week.
play a couple games. I think he'll be playing by the end of the season to keep them from getting relegated.
Who do you think's the third favorite, or the first favorite for the playoff position?
We already talked about this. It's Wrexham.
Scream out a few names.
I can't believe
Team
Luton Town is so high.
Sunderland are in form at the minute. Millwall are looking all right at the minute.
Sunderland could come up. Sunderland,
Yeah.
awesome.
I feel like
They're a
would
good
be,
wild fan. They're a good fan base.
Millwall will be
of
awful in the Premier
Crazy
League.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they would just
Millwall will go right back
down.
down.
Who would their closest rival be if they went up? The West Ham?
Chelsea
Yeah.
probably, would it? West Ham or Chelsea?
Nah, it's West Ham.
Is it?
They hate each other. Yeah.
So if Luton Town went up, they're what, just outside of London?
Yeah, Bedfordshire,
Luton Stadium, the main entrance, you have to go under a block of houses.
Is it still Kenilworth Road?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird looking
The
stadium.
entrance is literally situated on like a row of houses, and you go through like under into the stadium.
I remember way back when it had a plastic pitch.
And then Middlesbrough, they have the leading scorer, who's like an ex-Arsenal youth.
Is it Akpom? Not
Juba
Akpom.
Akpom with 28
Akpom,
goals.
Yeah, Akpom.
And they've
And
got
then
another kid as
Coventry's
well.
got that Swedish guy who's Jokeris, or who's kind of up the way up high.
Dracaris.
Who
I don't
Leeds
watch
has
the
been linked.
championship since we were in
Leeds
it.
have been linked
Fucking
with
hell.
him for about 2 years. That Jakaris.
Oh, what, the
Saying-
Coventry lad?
Yeah.
If they don't go up, someone should throw. I mean, scoring.
But they were
25
saying that
in-
about Barrett and
25 in
Diaz,
the
and
championship
he's not
is a
gone
good-
anywhere, has he?
Is a good number.
Because no
It's a
one wants to
massive
pay the
leap.
20 million that Blackburn want.
It's a massive leap. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of them take it in the stride. Very few of them from that league to another league.
Wasn't Coventry like in League One for like 16 years in a row or something
I
like that?
still believe that they don't have their own ground, do they?
Huh?
Don't even
No,
have their own
they
ground.
do. They've leased a new agreement. It was today actually.
How was it? Cool.
I saw it on the internet machine. It was but
'Cause
yeah,
the rugby team kicked them out, didn't they?
Yeah.
The rugby team from
Yeah.
London, and now they've gone under with finances, so it's sort of give
They
it back.
had to play at Northampton's ground, I believe, for a few
Yeah.
years.
Chris, what are you drinking tonight?
It's a Schilling Italian Pilsner. It's good.
I've got
a little bit
Victoria
hoppy.
from Malaga.
What would you grade that drink out of 49.8 though?
Does look like piss water.
This
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks very
very
American.
refreshing.
You say very American, but that is the look of a lot of beers all over the world, man. It's
just
it's
like
style
any
of beer.
German or Czech Pilsner is
Yeah.
that color.
It looks like a Pilsner. Gross. Okay, so did we decide on manager of the season?
My vote will go to Eddie Howe.
No matter what does he have
Nah.
to do? Nothing?
Nah, I don't want to
No,
give
just
Newcastle
in
anything
general.
because
As
they're
long as
going to
he
be
finishes
winning
in the
shit in a
Champions
few
League.
years.
Yeah, but they're not winning shit right now, and you've got to give him
Nah,
his
they
due.
will be. Nah.
Even from, are we going on the
season?
season or the year, the calendar year? Because it's usually done calendar year, isn't it?
Oh, I didn't know that.
No. Manager of the season. Yeah.
Oh, we're going
Manager
season.
of the season.
Well, I'll go Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
That's my vote anyway. You don't have
Who
to
was the
agree with me. You
worst-
can come up with your own shit. It's quite
Who was
fine.
the worst manager
Thank
that
you,
has
Ben.
been the manager of their club the entire year? Moyes.
Wait, what?
The worst man, the
one who hasn't been
manager of the
sacked.
year, but someone
Oh,
who's
Moyes.
been but they have to be in the position the full year.
Moyes, yeah.
If it was the award was given out tomorrow, I would say the Brighton manager because he entered into a situation where everyone just assumed that he would foul based off the fact that most people didn't know he was. and because Graham Potter took the whole coaching staff with him, and they haven't failed. But their form is going to drop off, clearly.
Yeah, clearly on the beat.
They've got
Clearly
nothing.
don't want
Yeah, exactly.
extra
Does
millions.
Lampard ever get another
He shouldn't.
job after this?
He
No.
shouldn't. And I
No.
hope that
I was going to ask that.
this just puts pave to, just because you were a good footballer don't mean you can coach. And for me, Gerrard, not so much Gerrard because he sort of did a little bit first, but Lampard took Derby from 6th place to 6th place and got to a playoff final and got beat. He then did
With
fuck all at
Mason Mount.
Everton, fuck all at Chelsea, fuck all at Everton, and now he's back at Chelsea. It's because of who he is that he got the elite jobs. There's coaches in League 2 that are better than him that deserve a shot. Do you know, that have been doing it years, and it pisses me off that they jump the queue because of who they are.
He should be unhireable as a head coach in the Premier League. And I'm not saying to be nasty to him, even though I am being nasty to him. But the reality is similar to what Ben just said, Patrick Vieira, when outside England, now say what you will, when outside, he's right probably, but when outside England and he went and coached in America, coached in France, then coached in England, didn't work out for him, but at least you could see where he's actually got experience. Whereas Frank Lampard was
picked by Derby.
You're a club legend. Do you fancy taking him, Gerrard? Yeah.
No, but it's
he
like,
only
look,
got the Derby job because they were enamoured with him.
Yeah, who snatched up Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? What is Ollie doing right now?
Exactly.
See, I do think
because
Gerrard
we were like,
does
oh yeah, that didn't
deserve-
fucking work.
What's Gerrard's path? Because
Nah.
he did win.
It was
the Scottish
Rangers.
League.
He
was
was
in
Liverpool.
Scotland.
but
He
winning
should
with
have
Liverpool
stayed in
youth
Scotland.
team. He was
Yeah,
at
but
the Liverpool
Rangers-
youth team first, and then Rangers took him, and then he did well with Rangers. And fair play, he did do well with Rangers because they weren't a great side, but he stopped Celtic winning the league. He won the league with them. He did all right,
He
but it's
went
only
undefeated.
It's only a two-horse league.
Yeah.
You've only got to stop Celtic beating you, and then you can go undefeated.
See, I think he should take a job like in the Championship or maybe somewhere in Europe, like just anywhere, like in the Netherlands.
Gerrard or Lampard.
Gerrard's a different.
Gerrard, no, Lampard doesn't.
Right.
Lampard
already did that.
coach ever again.
Gerrard hasn't come across as totally useless because he did all right with Villa. He didn't do terrible with Villa. He didn't do great.
He's all right at first, I thought.
He did what Emery's doing now. He
But
basically
you look
took
at
him from,
Lampard's
you might get
records, right?
relegated to you're not getting relegated.
Lampard is Everton's worst. He is Everton's second worst coach as far as results go, and he will be Chelsea's worst ever coach as far as results go. So that should tell you enough. You shit. Fuck off.
It's incredible that he's gone 0-5 though. Like
with that team, you could.
I'm loving it.
Even we could make that team win.
It feels like they've been on 39 points.
I could make you win at least 1 out of 5
years.
Yeah. You could pick a team out of that squad to win a game.
I'd get a point.
No, can you guys believe in our group chat? In our group chat, Najee actually said this weekend. He said Bournemouth and Newcastle did us a favor, and we were like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he's like, they beat Southampton and Everton, so we should be safe. And I was like, Najee's actually doing the math to make sure Chelsea doesn't get relegated. And I looked at it and I'm like,
They're
yeah,
totally safe.
They should be.
Nah.
I think 34.
Najee is convinced they don't win another game.
I think 35 is safe.
A financial fair play 15-point deduction would fuck them up, though, wouldn't it?
A 15-point deduction gets them gone.
It puts them level with Southampton.
Yeah, but when you're a big club, you can spend what you want. Clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
Judging by the fact that Man City have got like 9,000 charges against them, and
Chelsea have just 400 million from nowhere.
Four of those games should be absolute losses.
For Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean Arsenal, City, United.
I hope you come out and make a statement against them, Lolo. You know, just to stop the rot.
Me too.
Nah, Do you know what I think will happen? I think Chelsea are going to win at Arsenal, and because of that momentous win for them, they'll make Frank Lampard like club president for life or something.
He'll
Yeah.
retire his fucking jacket or something.
I think
Yeah.
Bowley
I tell
should
you
sell
what,
sell the club already.
Lampard would do better for them on the pitch than he's doing right now. Like, I swear to God, I
You
don't
would,
know
wouldn't
who
you?
the fuck.
Hey, you'd pick yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like Gerrard needed to step in for Villa at that moment there. Somebody saying here that who was it? Diggler saying that Tyrone Mings might have
Yeah,
downed his
that's
tools.
exactly what happened.
Do you know who I think would make a good
then
manager?
fucking
Gerrard
to get
didn't
you?
replace
like
him.
him.
Do you
No,
know who I
Gerrard
think
didn't
could
like
get
him
could
either.
get
It
Leeds
was
out of his
very.
shit for the last 5 games? If we got Ibrahimovic as manager, I think
Because he
he'd
would
sort
start
it.
himself. He would start himself. That's why.
You'd just have
No.
11 of him playing, wouldn't you?
No, I'd go for fuck that. Go get Patrick Vieira, man. Go get Patrick Vieira.
Look,
Talk about you needing some discipline and some
if you're going to
passion.
sack Grazia now, you've got to go with your caretaker. There's no point getting someone in for 5
Yeah.
games. It just shows that you don't have a clue how to run the club.
What,
There's nothing wrong with sacking him. Like,
can we see your schedule?
Who Leeds? Yeah, can we see Leeds?
It's
Is
nasty.
It's quite
Fucking
scary.
hell.
It's scary.
it's nasty.
You need to get 3 against Bournemouth.
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
much. That's it. And hope to get a
I
point or
don't
2.
want to put the fear of God into anyone, but basically, if we do not win at Bournemouth, we are fucked.
Unless the teams below us don't win again.
Exactly. But what are the chances of that?
Then it's a case of who gets beat by most goals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You could do
But
Lolo
then,
a favor
even
and get a
then,
point.
we're playing a
off
team that
City.
scored 10 goals in a week. We're playing against a team that scored 10 goals in a week and a team that put 4 past Arsenal. We're in trouble.
That like
Unless
putting
we make
goals
more.
past us historically.
Yes.
Honestly, May
And-
28th against Spurs could be a win.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be fighting for nothing. Not like when they fight for stuff.
I'm hoping West Ham are on the beach and Spurs are fully on the beach. And Newcastle have secured 3rd.
I think the best possibility.
It doesn't matter if Newcastle have secured 3rd. Newcastle are in a mood right now.
I think
when you have
the way
fucking
we
Jake
play, we can be.
Murphy,
you
have
we
Murphy
never
on
catch
like
anyone on the
6 goals
beach.
in 3 games.
Yeah, we don't. But I think we can be a spanner to Newcastle at home. I just do.
I hope so. But at the same time, it's just don't get me wrong. We had a really fortunate sequence of events happened a year ago at Brentford, right? When they made all their subs, then got a player sent off and a player injured, or whichever way around.
Mm-hmm.
Really fortunate. All the cards fell in our favour.
taking the shirt off, yellow card, right?
Exactly.
And then he got another one.
Yep. But other than that, it feels like we never catch a team that's actually on the beach, whereas everyone around us does. And someone's going to tell me I'm wrong, and
like
that's
Forest
I
did.
want to. I
Forest
want to
did,
be wrong, all right. But it feels like that's what happens, and that's what makes it frustrating because you can't even do it. What we as fans, we can't do anything to prevent it. We just have to sit and watch it and feel it and suffer it.
I mean, I think there's 3 games there you can get a result out of: Bournemouth, West Ham, and Spurs. I think 35 points. I think 35 points stays up. I think 34 with goal differential could stay up, but your goal differential is not so hot. So
I think 4 points will keep you up.
I think you need 35, 36.
I think 35 maybe. The thing is, we've got to roll into Man City and whoop their ass somehow.
Yep.
Take a point.
Yes, sir.
If we draw them all, we're all right.
Is it
possible? Here's a tactic, right? Whenever you get the ball, just kick it out of play. And just keep tackling and kicking it out of play for 90 minutes. It's going to work.
If I were Leeds, I'd have put somebody in, like put somebody that that you don't need that much in, and just have him straight away go and break Haaland's leg or De Bruyne's leg, one of them. Just break their leg, red card, first 2 minutes, and you'll play better with 10 men. I know you will.
Yeah,
I've seen
but
it.
it's
Get
you
Haaland
te-
on
Nah,
loan
that
for
was
one
a-
game.
That was a Bielsa tactic with the 10 men there. That was
Yeah.
him like galvanizing
Break their
us.
legs. Yeah.
yeah, because he still attacked with
dunno.
10 men. He didn't care.
Well,
do you know there was a few
he had
times?
10
There was a
defenders
few
and one
times, right?
striker.
There was a few times under Bielsa we were down to 10 men and we got better, and we were
Yeah.
the better team.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, the more I think about it, you need to beat Bournemouth because I think the pressure is
It's
like
an
this.
essential win.
No, Chris, everybody on all the Leeds channels this
I
week
feel
is all
sorry
like,
for the
this
town of
is it.
Bournemouth if Leeds get beat on Sunday, because it will get smashed up again.
Even at the very least, a draw, but like a loss, it would just be fucking detrimental.
Yeah, look.
Haaland doesn't deserve a Ballon d'Or. Sorry.
Who's Forest's last 5?
Let's see,
I know
John.
theirs is quite
Please,
rough.
thank you.
It's quite rough, but then at the same time, I didn't think they had any chance of winning at Brighton against Brighton. Sorry, and they did.
Brentford,
Yeah.
Southampton, Chelsea.
So you
But
guys
I
got to
think
remember
Brentford are gonna
Nottingham
be on the
Forest.
beach.
Nottingham
So,
Forest at home
they've got 3
is
points at
way
Chelsea.
different than they are away.
It's 3
So
points
I
at Chelsea
feel
there,
like
yeah.
their last 2 matches that they have at home, they will get 4 points.
You also have to think like Chelsea at some point. Chelsea can't just lose their next forever.
Oh yes,
They can. They've
They're
got
going to
Frank
snap
in
out of this
charge.
shit, no?
Usually, I'd be quite thrilled if Nottingham Forest beat Chelsea, but I've got a
Yeah.
feeling that it will happen because we don't need it to happen.
Yeah, and it'll be the nail in our coffin, probably.
If Forest
because-
was safe and it was a
Because from
mid-table
watching
clash,
Leicester the other night, I think Leicester will win again, for definite.
yes. Especially now that they're playing the 3 forwards like they actually always should have.
Yeah.
They've got goal. They had goals in them before. They've got goal, but they've definitely got goals in them now.
Mm.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be stressful, and I don't know. We've
I
all
do
got
know
to be in
one
it, haven't
thing. Come May 28th, I will still support Leeds.
we? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. Mo Master's getting a
With-
little testy here with my Ballon d'Or thing. Haaland does not deserve the Ballon d'Or, first of all. Now, if they win the treble,
De Bruyne deserves it.
De Bruyne deserves it. Exactly. That does nothing for me for Haaland.
Is that out of saltiness that they beat you though?
Do you not think?
Not at all. Not at all. I
mean,
just
I
think
that
there is
I
Rodri-
no
think
doubt in
Haaland
my
is
mind.
incredible.
De
You know,
I
Bruyne,
think
think
Haaland is
Rodri's not
incredible
been-
at what
I
he
think-
does.
De Bruyne has been
think
the
he
best
just-
player in the Premier League for about 7 years.
Rodri
now.
keeping
Attacking.
Calvin Phillips out of the team's
attacking
impressive.
footballer, yes, I agree with you. But for me, this season, I think City's best player has been Rodri. I think he's been
Yeah.
immense.
He has.
Yeah, but I get it, but they'll never give a.
And
defender.
I love Kevin De Bruyne.
And
I think
he
he's
was
a great player.
absolute shit for Spain because they play him as a center back, and you're like, oh, we can't score any goals, we can't do anything different offensively because you have like one of the best like of that role, whatever the fuck that role is. Oh, your center back, midfield, fucking weird pep role that Rodri does, and Spain plays him as their center back, and he can't move forward at all.
I think De Bruyne should get it the same way they gave it to Modric, which was like,
Yeah.
Modric was like a, hey, you've been the best midfielder for a long period of time, like, and this
And
was
Messi and Ronaldo didn't have incredible seasons.
yeah.
Yeah, but
They only had
Haaland's-
great
Haaland,
seasons.
Haaland, and then probably Mbappe will have their turns eventually, but like
Awards ain't merit based. These ain't merit based awards. These are designed to advertise football to the world.
Yeah, and
Which
that's
is
why
why
I
you
hate
get
to
the
tell you,
people you
Mo
get.
Master. I hate to tell you, Mo Master, but Messi is fucking getting it. He won the fucking World Cup, and I'm sorry, he's getting it. I know he's done fuck all with his club because his club is poorly run and they're shit. And I wish Benzema would have been on the France team and could have done some shit with France, because then I'd be screaming for Benzema.
Yeah, Benzema's up
But
there for me,
fucking
but
if
He's also
if
been
not
hurt
gonna
this
win
year.
it.
Benzema was
If-
better last year still than this.
if AC Milan wins the Champions League, then fucking Giroud deserves it.
if I think if Madrid win the Champions League and Benzema gets hat trick or something, he may be up for it. But
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
yeah,
But I think
Maybe.
you may be onto something, Ben, where this season may be the perfect season if they don't just blanket give it to Messi because he finally won the World Cup, which would be a
They
little
want to give it to
upsetting
Haaland.
because
I mean, he's
You
had a
think they
much
give it-
better year this year but the team didn't have a great year.
yeah,
Keep in
but
mind, Haaland's never likely to go to a World Cup.
they should
I don't know. I don't know now.
I just played an international
Now that they have
match
Odegaard?
FIFA with
But
them.
I just
Yeah.
what I mean, it's like Gareth Bale being at Wales. Like it was a perfect storm, which led to him being able to go to one.
Well, the World
Mhm.
Cup's going to 48 teams one year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
but that doesn't
but if you
mean
look at
Europe's getting
Norway-
increased places.
yeah, but Norway's
Everyone else
gotten
is.
much better with Odegaard and Salmakers
Odegaard,
on
El
Milan.
Niusi.
I do feel that Norway
El Niusi
underachieved.
is
for
from
the-
Norway as well.
And when he's injured, he doesn't play and they don't win.
Yeah, I think they do for the
Who?
talent they have got. Norway, they
Haaland.
underachieve.
Hmm.
And he's got a cousin and a brother that are good footballers as well. They're all from,
No,
they come from his
I
mum's
think
side, apparently.
if City win the treble, then Haaland will probably get it, just because he's scored a ridiculous amount of goals. He scored the most goals ever in the Premier League. We still have 6-7 matches to go, and he's already scored the most ever. He's got like more Champions League hat tricks or something. Like he's got weird.
I don't
His
like
numbers
the way,
are just crazy. I don't particularly think he made City all that better, because if
In
you
the
look at
Champions
their
League, yes.
actual goal numbers,
Honestly, though,
their goal numbers are the same.
I think they're better in
He
the
just has
Champions
all of them.
League with him just because it's a different style tournament.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think this year I think is really different. I think they're
they're
going
not
to
bad without
I think
him.
they're going
though,
to
are they?
coast past Madrid.
With or without him, they're all right.
Yeah, but I think you're right, Chris, where this year I do feel strongly about them winning the Champions League because of him, because they're just as good as they were before, but now they have this thing. And seeing what they did to Arsenal, where like those are like that first goal was a pass from way the fuck back, that from the keeper kind of keeping it too long, pass way forward, hold up play,
He got
great
told
pass
off
to De
as well,
Bruyne,
did he?
De Bruyne doing what he does.
He got bollocked for
Two-
that. He just
Two players doing whatever the fuck and he got fucking
he got
screamed at.
roasted by Pep. It was funny. He's just basically
Because
set
in
up
all
a goal.
honesty, that shouldn't have worked. That shouldn't have led to a goal. But that's where Haaland was on a better game than normal, where Haaland wasn't just like, oh, I'll take this myself. He thought about it. He did hold up play, and he gave the perfect pass to lay off to De Bruyne. And De
Here's a
Bruyne did
question
some
for you,
magical shit.
Lolo.
Yeah.
If Arsenal don't win the league, does that mean that some of their star players are now potential transfer targets for bigger clubs that maybe they wouldn't have been had they won the league?
Nah.
No.
Not this season. Maybe next season.
No.
Or season
Maybe next season. Right now, they're all too young and they work in the system. Not a single one of them is like, oh my God, we
They're
need
all on
that.
5-year contracts, aren't they?
Yeah. It's not like, oh my God, if we had Odegaard, we'd be perfect. Oh my God, if we had Jesus, we'd be, or Martinelli, or even Saka. Where like, no, they, like I've been screaming all season, we're all about having 10 goal plus strikers, or not strikers, but goal scorers.
By the way, I still think what an incredible pickup Trossard was.
Incredible. when we were like, oh, I think we got Trossard, didn't even think he was up for grabs. When we're talking about Brighton players, I'm like, okay.
Getting sacked, didn't it? If he hadn't been sacked, that wouldn't have happened.
Well, Mitoma started getting. De Zerbi was a much bigger fan of Mitoma, and it looked like Trossard was being a little bit of a bitch in the locker room of, upset with the amount of playing time he wasn't getting. So
that transfer did make me laugh quite a bit.
Just
because I had to keep in mind, I'd listened to a lot of Arsenal fans in the YouTube community all tell me Arteta only buys players that are good characters and don't agitate stuff. I'm like, unless they an elite player that comes available for £27 million
for 20
January,
fucking
and then
27.
It doesn't matter what he's like in the dressing room, whatever it is you pay for him. Whatever.
Are you out of your mind? Well, but he was never a problem before. That was the thing. He wasn't a problem before. He wasn't a problem with Potter.
Just amused me.
He's not been a problem thus far, has he? So,
not he joined the squad knowing
in
full well that he was not going to be a starter. Knowing full well he was not going to be a starter. Even every match that he plays so well and fans are screaming for him to start, Jesus is healthy, boom. Jesus is a starter, of course.
Half-time first.
Oh, Jesus,
I think
guys.
for me, Jesus shouldn't necessarily be an automatic starter at this point.
Me neither.
I mean, maybe no one should, other than Saka, really should be one. I think everyone else can kind of.
You can't not start Odegaard. He's just
Odegaard and Saka. Sorry, those two for sure.
We're going to half-time.
And a healthy Saliba.
Healthy. Well, Saliba and Gabriel, I gotta say, together, they cover each other's deficiencies so well.
Why not play fucking Ben White in center back?
Why haven't you got a left back? Yeah, why play Ben White at left back? He's a centre back.
He's been playing as our right back.
Oh, right back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because
right back,
because I mean, it's part of the reason why we got him is because we do love the way that he goes forward, and Arteta's been looking for these hybrid roles. So
he's a good CDM. Put him in Partey's
to me,
position.
He's very similar to Zinchenko. He's a better defender than Zinchenko, and not quite as good on the attack, but on overlap runs, underlap, going forward, coming back.
The way he celebrated against Leeds, though, he can go fuck himself for life.
But I gotta say, if Tomiyasu was fit, I do think Arteta would have started Ben White as center back instead of Holding with Tomiyasu on the right. But we have no cover there. So
why does he think he's hard as well? It's like you've seen him.
Why does he keep trying to pick fights? Why is he trying to bully Foden after he's lost?
Because first of all, Phil Foden is a twat. So he deserves
friends
it.
with Andrew Robertson. I don't know. Andy Robertson's starting to piss me off. I feel like he's
Scottish. That's what they do. John McGinn's the same.
But here's the thing with Ben White. Ben White doesn't watch football or care for football that much. He's very good at playing it. So he enjoys. That's the part of the game he enjoys the most. That's the part of the game he enjoys the most. I remember an Arsenal goal where Odegaard scored a goal or somebody scored a goal. We all go celebrating and they're all like, yeah. And he's running over there to celebrate with them. And he does this, the ball comes bouncing and he does this back heel kick to go and hit Odegaard on the head. And it hits Odegaard on the head and Odegaard's like, what? And Ben White just keeps running.
Yes, Ian.
And I'm like, yeah, there you go.
He let me down though. He celebrated. And it wasn't just to celebrate. He went mad. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, he did go mad.
Go fuck yourself. That's what I say to Ben White.
You guys were probably giving it to him as well.
No, we've done nothing but sing his praises. We've been loyal to him. And
that's your club. I'm talking about the players.
We've been loyal to Ben White, even as an Arsenal player. And
we even let him off when he tried to square up to Rafinha. which I thought was unwise.
That's what I'm saying.
personally.
You guys have, but you don't know what's going on the pitch. You don't know what they're saying and what they're fucking.
I don't care what they say.
I don't care what they say.
But
He
that,
scored a
that's
goal.
he
Scored a goal
does.
against us. He should have just gone. Go fuck yourself, Ben White. I'll fight you.
Yeah, let's
You heard
go.
it here. Ben versus Ben.
Ooh.
Next Saturday.
All right.
We've
All right, guys.
bigger fights,
Well,
don't worry.
we've got some great stuff coming up at halftime. After halftime,
need to refill
we
my
will
drink.
be. Right now, we're gonna do a quick little. I'm gonna do a 2-minute, 2-minute potty break, a 2-minute bio break because we are over by 10 minutes already. So we're gonna do a quick little bio break. I'll play a little video for y'all who don't need to use the restroom. But if you do need to use the restroom, why don't you go ahead and do that right now? And then we will be back with Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom, and then back to some happy hour trivia. I hope you guys are ready, Mr. Tom. I have a Leeds
Trivia
United
back.
category.
Back
Yeah, we got trivia. All right, guys. P if you gotta.
On the Stoop. Hola, ¿qué tal a todos? Soy de Nilsson, desde Brasil, desde aquí del Estadio del Palmeiras. Mando un saludo a todos y mucha salud a nosotros, ¿vale? Un besito, hasta luego.
Hola Lolo, soy Edmilson, ex-jugador de Brasil, de Lyon, de Barcelona. Estoy pasando por aquí para saludarte a ti y a toda la gente que te acompaña en el programa. Fuerte abrazo, Dios te bendiga.
Olá, soy Zé Roberto, pasando para saludar a Lolo y los seguidores de Onda Stoop. Saludos.
Muy simples, ¿vale?
Venga.
Mira, son dos saltitos. Dos saltitos aquí, dos saltitos aquí, dos saltitos aquí, dos saltitos aquí. Y ahí empieza la cintura, ¿vale? Las manos, los brazos. Es simple.
Es súper fácil.
Es sí,
Ahora más rápido, ahora más rápido.
Oh. Es simple.
Venga, tú.
Venga, ven. Ven ahora tú. ¿Quieres que le enseñe la samba? Lo estoy diciendo que es muy fácil.
Venga, chicos.
Muy fácil. ¿Qué? ¿Dos? No, Zé no sabe.
Sí que saben, que es muy fácil.
Dos. Ahí va.
¿Alguien más se anima?
¿Quién se anima? Tú. Ven.
Venga, chicos.
Pero no aprendí nada.
Ven, dale.
Hay que saltar un poquito, ahí, salta un poquito, ahí, papá, ahí, ó. Tiene que saltar mueve los brazos, mira. Bien, viva Brasil,
That cracks me up every time I see it, and I can't believe that. And BX says, Lolo, how did you pull this off? My wife is a producer, and she was there and was like, oh, hey, guys, before you leave, you need to check out my husband's show. And they're like, brilliant. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's fucking fantastic. And yeah, you got to get subtitles. What he was saying, what all of them were saying was, hey, big up to On the Stoop with Lolo and all the people who watch. Los consigadores.
Can I just interrupt and ask Mr. Tom who's in the cup?
Oh.
It's Virgil.
It's Virgil. I remember when he cleaned poo off Mr. $1 Million Man's boot. He was highly racial.
Right. But it's Virgil.
Van Dijk?
Don't you remember Virgil?
He's much more
$1 Million Man's servant.
Van Dijk.
Yeah, it was very not PC back then.
I used to say servant, and I got corrected every time. He's actually a bodyguard. I was all right.
Like, well, he did clean shit off of his shoe, and I don't know many bodyguards that do that. Venga, Chico, spawning Mark. There you go. All right, guys. Well, let's get into it. Mr. Tom, you ready for some betting in the dark?
Fuck yeah.
This is a mega money edition, yeah? We've gone big this week. Real fun.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
Oh,
all right,
Jerry.
Welcome to a Betting in the Dark Jerry Springer edition.
Rest in peace, Jerry.
The mayor.
The mayor of Cincinnati.
And remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Sorry, yeah. Crystal Palace
You are
versus
not the
West Ham
father.
United. Yep. That's
It's
more
a
than
hard
more
back.
iffy. for being fair. It's possible. I think they're touch and go with it. But I've gone Bowen's going to score first. Zaha's going to score at any time. West Ham going to win 3-2. And this is our lowest payout of the weekend. So start nice and simple. Try and earn yourself 300.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm taking that. Let's do it.
I love Lolo. Lolo don't care. He's taking it anyway.
Yeah. I don't even look at the stuff in the middle. I just look down there. Potential return 332.17. Let's do it.
We can even give the 17 to charity. Yeah.
I feel like
well, you know, I'm going to do $1.27.
Like
I don't just do $1.
That looks like that would be a fun game to watch. We're gonna put that on the calendar.
Is the 27 the tax to take off? The 27%? Is that why you do $1, or is that just a difference?
No, because in my head, I don't care about 27 cents. But when you do a bet like that, and you're like $1 bet is $333, $1.27 will get you over 400.
But like, why 27 instead of 31
it's
or 24?
My company's name is 27 Jesters, so
gotcha.
Cool.
It is who it is.
Well, let's pretend the potential return is 332.27.
Then I'd have to do $1.
I see. Director John, can we go to the second one, please, sir? We're going to go Liverpool to win 4-3. This is the Sunday afternoon kickoff, the 4 o'clock game. Goals. Gakpo first, Kane at any time, 4-3. Boom, money.
I don't like giving up 3 goals to Spurs. I mean, it's probable, but
I don't care what you like.
I don't feel good about betting on that.
It's going to be 0-0.
4-3.
What I would love, and not just because I'm a Liverpool fan, is like just
unbelievable.
Fucking shellacking this.
Fucking believable.
Let's shellac them.
4 months ago, Ben and Lolo sat me down going,
no, I was just joking. It's going to be 0-0.
You got to make some big payouts, man. And then I come and create this massive fucking payout, and they go, I think it's going to be 0-0, actually. I could have fucking said that.
No, I love this. This is perfect right here.
I think with Liverpool
Except
at home,
for Cody Gakpo scoring first is the only weird one, but that's what that's what brings
boosts
the money
odds up. Yeah,
I'm going to jinx the shit out of this, but I feel like
say 0-0 and you'll win £9.
I feel like we should batter the shit out of Spurs at home.
You will go up 4-0, and then they will score 3.
But you did also go toe to toe with Forest.
That's just how shit happens sometimes, man.
That's just the season it is, isn't it? It's just one of them seasons.
Yeah.
I just think Spurs are. I mean, fucking Ryan Mason is their coach. We're at home. All of our forwards are healthy.
Yeah, but Ryan Mason has managed 1 match against Man United, and he has more points than Frank Lampard in like 5.
Leeds beat Ryan Mason last season when he took over temporarily.
Yeah, that was last season. He was old Ryan Mason or young Ryan Mason back then. Now he's aged. He's gotten to see a lot of shitty managing.
No, my favourite Ryan Mason thing is when his second game in charge for Spurs in the lockdown season was the Carabao Cup final. And they put up a graphic that basically said Pep Guardiola, like 478 club matches or something, and 390, whatever it was, wins. And then they put up Ryan Mason, 2 matches, including this one, and 1 win. And it was like, what are you trying to do, Ryan Mason, like that on live TV? That is inexperience and stuff like that.
That 2 weeks right there was just, as an Arsenal fan, was just like We couldn't have asked for more. You've got Jose Mourinho. He got you to your final. You have a chance to win a trophy
You sack him.
with Jose fucking Mourinho. And you decide right before the match is the best time to fire him and have interim manager fuckhead who used to be a Spurs player. What? We were like...
I can tell you why. Not officially, but it's what I think happened. He had something in his contract where if he won a trophy, because it's all about trophies for them that they never get. Yeah. If he won a trophy, they'd have to give him like 10 million quid. And they wanted to sack him.
And that's what shows you.
And they were like,
Spurs,
do we really want to pay him 10 million for the Carabao?
Fucking losers.
Do we really
and
want
they
to
think
pay
they're
him
a
10
big
million
six
pounds for
fucking
the
club.
Carabao?
They think they're a big six club. They're not a big six club. Never were, never was, never will be.
There's no big six. There's the team that wins the fucking league and then everyone else.
And I'm a massive believer in that's what the Champions League should be. Fuck your second, third, and fourth, right? And I don't care how shit Hungarian champions are or fucking Belarusian champions. You should have the champions of Europe like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the rest of them can go in the Europa League.
Imagine if that money got divided into like the Bulgarian league and things like this, compared to just, we'll give it to the 6 teams in it, 5 of the 6 teams in England. We'll give it to some of the teams in Spain.
2 of them in Spain, 2 in Italy, and 2 in France.
Hey, did you see? Lampard won something. He's not the father of that lady's baby. There you go.
John Terry is.
Wayne Bridges.
All right, let's do it. Moving on.
Let's do it.
And the final one, Director John, if you would please. Boom. Huge money for Monday Night Football. This is going to be crazy.
Is this the best
I
outcome?
don't think Everton have got 4 goals in them, I'm afraid, Mr. Tom. But I like the money.
This would be good for Leeds.
I like the money.
That'd be perfect for Leeds.
Yeah. They both basically stay even on goal differential, but lots more goals against.
A nice couple of red cards as well.
Would this put Leicester ahead of
him picking this?
I guess no matter what.
Justify this by saying Everton will get a set piece 4 times and they'll get 4 headers or the ball drop down to them or something like that.
Or an own goal or 2.
Exactly. And Tarkowski's going to get a bullet header from 6 yards out or something like that. And then we can get ourselves some sweet monies. Sweet monies. That's right. I should have, if I'd have known that was going to be the theme, I would have tried to pick all players named Jerry.
To answer your question, though, Chris, will that put them above Leeds? No, it won't, because Leeds will beat Bournemouth.
Yeah. Well, then there's still Forest in between them. Here's my new fuckhead American rule for the Premier League. Anyone with less than 38 points should get relegated, and then more teams from the championship should go up in the case that there's more than 4 teams.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I'm not going to be for that motion, strangely enough.
I'm for a motion, though. Is an alternative to that. When it comes to the championship playoffs, they should have the 3rd and 4th place versus 17th and 18th.
I would like that.
In the Premier League.
They do that in Germany, don't they?
Yeah, but they used to do it here. They used to do it here. I think it was 87. Leeds got Charlton. And Charlton were in the old Division 1.
They did it twice.
Or why don't you just do like a sudden death, the 3 teams that are being relegated, or take the 3 teams being relegated versus the 3 teams that are being promoted. They have a little mini round robin tournament. Best 3 stay up.
The thing you're not taking into account is that FIFA don't actually want the amount of teams promoted to increase. They've been pushing for a long time for the Premier League to go down to 18 teams, and the Premier League have collectively resisted it to go, no, actually, we want to share the money between 20 teams as opposed to like Italy and Germany, which have 18. Where
No,
basically like most
Italy's
of
got
the teams are
20.
in a relegation battle. Yeah,
Italy's got 20, but
they,
France is
yeah,
going down to 18 next year.
yeah, FIFA want all the
They
leagues
are?
to be 18.
Yeah, so
and we've
France is
resisted it for
relegating
a long
4
time.
and only bringing up 2.
That happened in 1995 in England when they turned the Premier League from 22 to 20.
Yeah, it was originally 24, was it? The old Division 1.
22.
And then,
Oh,
no,
no.
but before the season before the Premier League, I think it was 24, was it? And then it went to 22 and then to 20.
That might be right. Might be. I know that only 2 teams got promoted the year, the first year of the Premier League, because that's how Cambridge United lost that.
I do remember the old Division 1 was 24 teams at one point.
That's a lot of games.
But yeah, I think your idea is only good if we got 39 points. So.
Yeah.
The
I'd
first
agree
year
with
we
it.
was in the Premier League, I'd love your idea. It would be great.
Ask me in four games time, Chris, and I might agree with you.
Yeah. Can't we, even if it means sacrificing Leeds for a season,
I think it might mean that teams play a little bit
Everton get,
differently.
make it 1 point more, and then go, everyone below that just drops.
Or could we
Well,
just say, if you
Everton
called
out of
Everton,
the league.
Forest and Southampton, you should be relegated?
Fair enough.
Although we don't think Everton are going down, though.
No, Jimmy's saying that.
It feels like we don't get nice things in life, and that would be
No,
a nice thing.
I'd love Dyche to go down 2 in a row, because he technically did that to Burnley.
Do you think if Everton went down,
on who
they would spend as much as like what would happen?
I think if Everton went down and Leeds went down, I think Leeds are at the moment more well equipped coming back up with the players and the squad they have, because we've got players out on loan that are proven in that league already, and for me, I just think we're more equipped. I think we'll have less of a fire sale as well.
For Everton to spend the money to bolster their squad up again, they would almost certainly foul Football League FFP. Because they've
I feel like
in the Premier League one.
Yeah, for real. I feel like the fire sale would happen with Everton more than it would happen with Leeds.
Because they're never players that will leave Leeds, like Tyler Adams.
Yeah.
Would they get Gilfie back now that he's been cleared, apparently?
Has he been cleared?
I think the charges have been dropped.
2 years and charges have been dropped.
It's like, how many of Forest's squad are on relegation clauses? I know Jesse Lingard is, but he's only there for a year anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, they're not going to pay him to stay in the Championship.
They would be.
Why are they paying him at all? That dude is such an idiot. He should have fought to stay at West Ham, and he would have been a superstar at West Ham. He went back to United for one half a season. And
you've got to think now he's 29, is he now? He's just happy taking a paycheck, isn't he?
No. He's switched his name to Jesse Ali.
Players have a responsibility to make as much money as they can, because you don't know when your career is going to actually be over. So
you know what?
I thought no issue him taking that contract at all.
I thought the same thing, and I understood why Leo Messi had to go over to PSG, when I was like, you know what, you could do like more of a football thing and be like, no, I'm gonna go and try and prove myself, or try and let's go to Leeds United and see if I can help them win the Premier. Like something like that.
He don't need PSG wages.
And then I saw a wait, hold on.
At least he could try to win the Champions League with them.
But it's not like he's never won the Champions League.
Yeah,
it's not like something he's never done. Why would you do that? So it all comes down to money. And I used to be like, oh, well, I used to feel a little bit sentimental towards that. And then I realized that Leo Messi has a $36 million car. And that to me, no. You don't own a $36 million car. $36 million car?
I know what you're
Sure,
saying.
are you sure he owns a $36 million car? What is a $36 million car?
It's this it's an interesting looking car, but
it must be
it's a
like
spaceship.
You clearly don't drive it.
I was about to
Yeah,
ask
to
if
me,
it's
like
taking
you
back
could buy
to
the
future.
rocket, you could buy the ship to Mars. Like
it brings back the for me, it's like the spacesuits they send people to NASA, that NASA send people into space, cost $3 billion to make. How the fuck does anything cost $3 billion to make? Who's skimming what off the top there? Do you know? It's life.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody along the way is everybody.
Well, that's why like
Ferrari,
SpaceX does
apparently.
it for like 5% of the cost.
It's a rare Ferrari he bought.
There's a
And,
fish
Mo
ball.
Master.
Rope with that around you.
Mo Master, I didn't
Red
miss
Bull's
any
gonna
of
go-
that Messi. I've been watching Messi since
I'm just gonna go to Lou.
forever. No, I love Leo Messi, and I do think he's my favorite player of all time. Yeah. I don't know. Favorite is weird.
My favorite is
Favorite.
still my favorite is Luis Suarez because he played for Liverpool. But like my favorite best is clearly Messi.
Yeah, favorite best because favorite I've got, and I think
I'm gonna draw on my heartstrings a little bit.
Nah.
Yeah.
Messi can't do it on a cold night in Stoke until he does.
Favorite is probably Zlatan.
Nah.
Because like he's fucking he
He ain't
talks
gone
in
toe
third
to toe with
person.
Burnley.
He's the only one who screamed at Jose Mourinho to take him off, and Mourinho didn't, so he scored a goal, and then he told him, "Take me off," and Mourinho took off the keeper. And that's just like such a great story of Mourinho being a fucking hardhead dickhead, and Zlatan also being a dickhead. So I don't know. Favorite best player is definitely Messi. For me. Tevez,
He's the best
no.
passer I've ever seen ever.
Tevez.
Just like no Messi. Just that pass that he used to play into Jordi Alba.
Nah, he's no Pablo Hernandez when it comes to passing. He's no Pablo Hernandez.
No, he's
a
not.
good player. I remember him at Swansea when Swansea won the League Cup, right?
I'm not even saying that out of sarcasm. He was amazing.
He was with who was the coach? Michael Laudrup when they won the League Cup.
Yep. When they
And
had proper one season wonder guy. The striker.
Oh, 2
scored
seasons.
like 20 odd goals.
Well, because Michu scored a bunch but he scored a bunch for Espanyol the year before as well, and then he did
I mean, one season in the Premier League.
Yeah, and then he did like a horrible ankle injury. But
Michu, that's what I was thinking.
He was,
Vinny Jones is also one of my favorite players.
Well, that Michu year was the first year that almost every game was televised in the United States. We could watch every game, and
We'll do trivia in a minute, John. Let's let Chris and Tom talk to each other.
And it was like I'd already been a fan for a while, but not every game was televised. So it's just like, oh, this guy must be one of the best players in the world, just because I could see. I saw so much of him, huh?
I was reading a comment. Still think Bergkamp's goal versus Newcastle was the best goal ever scored. It's not even the best goal Bergkamp's ever scored. I think his goal against Argentina for the Dutch national team was quite the sexy.
My favorite goal is that you see it on Twitter every mile, like that Pape Cisse goal for Newcastle. He has like a very famous.
The one
parade.
at Chelsea.
Huh? Yeah.
Is it the one at Chelsea when he just fucks it into the top corner from an angle?
Like I don't know how intentional it is. Like I'm sure he's trying to shoot at the net, but because he kicks it like off the outside of his foot.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I think all the chips have come out. Oh, and Stan is even here. So now that Stan is here, he's not in the backstage. But Stan, if you do want to come in and join us for some trivia, we're about to get started with some trivia. We haven't done this in a little while, but guys, we are doing trivia, and we have the Stoop crew versus the Stoopers. So Chris, you and I'm going to have to put Director John on your team as well, because we have Mr. Tom and Ben as the Stoop crew. And anybody in the comments section, if your name is in green, you are a Stoop crew member. If your name is not in green, well, I don't know if we see that on, yes, we do see that on YouTube. If your name is not in green, you are a Stooper. So you will be on Chris's team. But everybody, are we ready to play?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
All right. I actually got an answer. Good, good, good. Okay, here we go. Here are today's categories. Their gaffer said what?
What?
Old dirty bastards.
Yes.
Live and uncut.
Dyche or Connery? You will have to guess which Sean said it.
Yes.
We got beat by Barcelona.
Who the hell are Leeds United?
We don't know.
Spanish, I'm Egyptian.
90s films.
Yes.
And for all of our Arsenal fans out there, bottling the title.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
sorry,
can I start? Can I start?
We know Newcastle's going to be one
All right,
answer.
Ben,
Bottling the title for 100.
Bottling the title. You will have to name the title of the song or film that has bottle in the title.
Oh, fuck that.
Sting and his buddies sent out an SOS in this 1979 hit song.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ben,
Message in a bottle.
you are correct. You have bottled that title.
I like it.
Oh, wait. You're
Oh,
Stoop
wow.
Crew. Sorry.
That's not.
There you go.
That's that category hasn't got how I thought it was gonna go.
Old dirty bastards for 100, please.
Old dirty bastards for 100. 5 career reds and 100 yellows, but his biggest sin came in the UEFA Cup, where a rash tackle and stamp on the head of Malaga midfielder Gerardo saw him banned for 6 games.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris.
Oh, fuck. It's not. That's not enough red cards for Ramos. Pepe.
No.
Ding, ding, ding.
Mm-hmm.
Ramos.
No.
It's not. Well,
Ding, ding, ding.
I thought this isn't this a Leeds United guy?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Junior Firpo.
No.
Oh, hang
Ding,
on.
ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Is it Lee Bowyer?
It is. Ding, ding, ding.
Who's going to
You
say,
got it
Chris?
correct. All right.
Should have noticed when you said UEFA Cup, it didn't have to be a Spanish team, but
yeah. All right, Tom.
All right, can we go 90 films for 600, please?
How do they have 300 with 2 100s?
Well done, Chris. And minus 100 for narking. Okay. Who directed the 1999 film Being John Malkovich, which stars John Cusack, Cameron Diaz, and Catherine Kinnear, and follows a puppeteer who discovers a portal into the mind of actor John Malkovich?
Ding,
I like
ding,
how
ding.
it doesn't say that it starred John Malkovich either, because
Ding, ding, ding.
he was definitely in it. Chris,
Spike Jones?
you are correct. Big 600 for you,
Impressive.
which gets you to 500 somehow.
For knocking.
All right, Chris.
For knocking.
He's in mid-season form.
Their gaffer said what for 300?
All this tippy-tappy stuff everybody keeps going on about as the right way to play football is all a load of bollocks.
Ding,
It's
ding,
not
ding.
Sean
ding.
Dyche, by the way. Yeah. Whoever
it's
says it
not.
first.
Fuck.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris.
Harry Redknapp?
No.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Sorry, Jimmy got it correct. It is Big Sam. Stoop Crew, 300 points. Oh, sorry, Scooby D2 got it first by saying Sam. Well, Jimmy said it.
He could have been on about any Sam.
Yeah. If he said Big Sam, then I would have given it to you.
I missed trivia.
He could have been
All right.
talking about Sam Herman, the owner of Wimbledon.
That is exactly who I thought he was talking about, Tom.
Yeah, I did as well, Sam Man. Yeah, sorry, Scoob, but you're not Stoop Crew. Pay you $2.99.
Yeah, now everybody's gonna be like, "Oh man, I got to re-up. I'm on the shitty team." All right, Ben or Tom.
Tom, go ahead, son.
Please.
300. Let me get ready for this one. Okay.
Oh, it's the accent, man.
Life's not a dress rehearsal, so if you want to do it, do it.
That's your Danish accent.
Yeah, that's
it's nice.
These acting skills got this guy in Prison Break, by the way.
I love this shit. I love this shit so much.
Albeit season 3.
I'm sure I'll keep his collar in business.
It was still good though, season 3. It's after that it went to shit.
No, I like it when it's in the prisons.
Yeah, when it's actually a prison break.
When they're trying to break out of a fucking prison, it's good. And then when they're out of prison, it's like, oh, this is like the morning after. So,
I'm gonna give Stan.
Right, sorry,
I'm gonna give Stan some points for saying my dad, because clearly I nailed his dad accent. I didn't nail his dad. I nailed his dad's accent.
Like, accent is the key word there.
I was like, that was a terrible time to hiccup, because I totally nailed his dad. Hiccup.
Leeds United 400, please.
400. Which former Leeds United player was known as the Chief and captained the team during the 90s?
Ding, ding, ding.
Ben.
I've met him twice. It's Lucas Radaby.
Radaby Leeds. There you go.
This is an unfair category to have both Leeds fans on this.
Oh, we didn't know if you were coming. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Can I have 90s films for 500, please?
This is where I need to make up ground.
All right, Chris, here we go. Chris, this should all be you. This 90s one and bottling the title should be you. The rest are Tom and Ben. Here we go. 90s films for 500. Who directed the 1998 film The Big Lebowski, which follows the dude as he becomes embroiled in a kidnapping plot involving mistaken identity, bowling, and a wealthy businessman?
Ding, ding, ding.
Ben.
Was it the Coen brothers?
It was the
Damn
Coen
it, he's got there
Chris,
faster.
what the fuck?
I knew it was.
How
the
did he
Coen
get there
brothers.
faster? I like slowed down and
They're
everything.
my favorite directors. By
Yeah,
the
but I
way.
had like Coen and Farley brothers in my head.
Ben has seen.
I knew it was the
Faster.
brothers.
Stan,
over to you, Tom.
Stan, you're killing it, Stan. You need to actually call into the show right now and help Chris out because he's not
I
doing
sent
so
him
well.
the link on Twitter.
Yeah, he said Stan was first or Durst.
Fred Durst.
I know.
Fred
if you go
Durst
back,
for
I think you'll see I
90s.
said it at
Is he an answer to
1:42
one of these
a.m.
questions?
I'll take 90s films for Fred Durst.
Whatever, Tom.
Can we have Gaffer said what for 100, please?
I wouldn't say I was the best manager in the business, but I was in the top 1.
Ding,
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
I think that was Ben.
No.
No,
No,
Chris.
ding, ding, ding.
Chris was
Don't
second,
cough.
so Chris. It was.
No, it was all Big Ed, yeah. Yeah, I should have known better. Sorry, Tom.
Right.
Oh, Scooby D2. That is called. That's I used to love that Kingpin. Kingpin when he has a false hand.
I
He's a
love
bowler.
Kingpin.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she goes.
Kingpin. Yeah, and he goes.
Yeah.
He goes, I just milked the cow. He goes, we don't have a cow. We got a bull. He's got it all around his mouth.
Bottling the
Bowling ball
title
with
for
rose in it.
600. I feel like I know what the answer is.
Oh,
already.
what's it? Ernie McCracken. That's him, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Big
Bottling the Ernie McCracken. Yeah, with Bill Murray. This 1996 film about a group of misfit friends that decide to
I
take
knew
up a
it.
life of crime introduces the world to Wes Anderson.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris,
Bottle Rocket.
you are correct.
I
told
knew
you
that.
that's your
I knew that
category.
that's
I've
what the
not seen
question
that.
was going to be based on you and the points and the category name.
There you go. You're learning. Then you should have dinged earlier. There was definitely there was like a 2-second lag from when I finished and you dinged. So
Let's take Wu-Tang for 200.
Wu-Tang for 200. Wait, do I have Wu-Tang here?
Old Dirty Bastards.
Oh, there we go. He went 5 consecutive seasons from 1999 to 2004 in which he was sent off at least once and was embroiled in a series of ugly spats, including one where he quite literally spat on West Ham's Neil Ruddock.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tom.
It's Vieira. Patrick Vieira.
Vieira. Whoa. Vieira. Oh.
I hate that
Fucking
song. He
worst
gave
chant.
Giggsy the ball,
Fucking
and
chant.
Arsenal
It's like
won
the-
fuck all.
Yeah, like the worst fucking chant. All right. Let's
Tom?
get to the board. Tom,
Can we have 90s films 100, please?
which 90s film takes place on the last day of school in 1976 and features an ensemble cast that includes Ben Affleck and all right, Matthew McConaughey.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris,
Dazed and Confused.
you are correct. Crazy to think that that's a 90s movie.
Shit.
Because it was not.
Interesting.
All right, I need some points.
Okay.
So let's do
I bet he's
bottling
managed
it.
to pick the 6 movies I've not seen.
I've seen.
Yeah, because I
2 of them I
asked the
have seen.
AI that writes all the questions to try harder. And Mark was like, I can't. All
I
right.
need to catch up. So bottling for 500.
If I could save blank, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you.
Ding, ding,
Name
ding.
the artist and the title.
Ding, ding, ding.
John.
Time in a Bottle and Jim Croce.
You are correct, Stoopers. Chris, that's for you.
Good job, John.
Hey.
John is usually Stoop Crew, but you need him tonight, so.
We want the loan fee.
How about the same category for 400?
This is where John goes on a roll.
Fee, isn't it?
I didn't know if it was day or night. I started kissing everything in sight. But when I kissed a cop down on 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of...
Ding, ding, ding.
John?
Love Potion number 9.
Love Potion number 9. I bet you guys
Don't
didn't
go
even
away.
realize that was about like some dude walking up and kissing a cop and him smacking him in the face. Yeah, that's what it's about. Don't go up and kiss a cop on 34th Street. 34th and Vine, that's
I
in
don't
LA.
even know the song, let alone what
It's
it was
from
about.
like the 60s.
Who sung it?
Oh, who the hell knows? Let's do the same category for 300.
Not in the title, but this Billy Joel song's most memorable lines are
Come on,
"A bottle
John.
of red,
Ding, ding,
bottle
ding,
of
ding,
white."
Ding, 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 ding.
John?
Scenes from an Italian restaurant.
Scenes from an Italian restaurant. That is correct. These Leeds guys are getting killed on these ones.
We don't care about these subjects.
200.
Oh, good. Good. Because they're worth equal points. In 1999, she said, "If you want to be with me, baby, there's a price to pay.
Yeah.
I'm a blank,
Ding, ding,
blank, 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 blank. You got to rub me the right way."
Ding,
Ding, ding, ding.
Genie in a
I like-
bottle,
You guys
Christina
all-
Aguilera.
You guys all said it together, but
So-
Ben is the only one.
So they have
say
to
the answer,
harmonize
so-
the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have you harmonize it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
It's a genie in a bottle.
It's Tom's only CD. So
Sorry, Chris, you get
I
minus
do
points
have it
because
on
you didn't
cassette.
harmonize.
I have it on
Yeah, it
cassette.
was 99. Come on.
Yep. See,
If you
cassettes
want to
were
get with
£2,
me,
CDs were £4, and I
baby,
was 15,
there's a price
so
to
I have it
pay.
on cassette.
Right, I'm going to get the Stoopers out the way. So we'll go 90s films for 400.
Which 1998 film directed by Darren Aronofsky and starring Sean Gullett follows a mathematician who believes he has uncovered a mathematical code that can unlock the secrets of the universe? Darren Aronofsky.
Was who the hell?
Who's Sean Gullett?
ding, ding, ding.
Chris?
Beautiful Mind.
That's what I was thinking.
Nope. Stan the Man gets it. It is Genie in the Bottle. No, it is Pie. Stan got it correct. It is Pie. But I gotta say, Mo Master gets bonus points for Bloodsport. You guys
You
are
should get all
forgetting
the
in the
points for
comments section
Bloodsport, if
how
we're
much
being
I
honest.
love the bonus points.
Or the bonus subtractions.
Yeah, most trivia matches are won by stupid comments like Bloodsport.
Job, Bremner's Ghost.
In the comments.
Or is that Stan the Man? Who got that?
Stan got it. Jimmy's the only one not on your team.
Oh,
Jimmy and
gotcha.
Pincushion are not on your team. All right,
Come on,
Chris.
guys.
Chris or John?
Dice or
For how much?
Dice or Connery for 500.
Ooh. Do you know what's true? When something sounds too good to be true, then it's not true.
Ding, ding, ding.
John.
Sean Connery.
That is clearly Sean Connery. Do you know what's true? Something sounds too good to be true, then it's not true. There you go, John.
I'll take swords for 1,000.
I'll take the penis, my dear, for 500.
All right, let's go same category for 100.
I admit I'm being paid well, but it's no more than I deserve. After all, I've been screwed more times than a hooker.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes, Tom.
It's Connery, based on your accent.
You are correct. I was trying to trick you by doing a very bad Sean Connery accent.
It's
I think that would have been
impossible for you to
hilarious
do a
if
bad
Sean Dice
Connery
did.
accent.
Yeah, I know.
It's
What's
unfortunate.
funny
Why don't you
is
try?
this whole
Why don't you
this
try?
whole story. Either one of them could have said either of these.
Why don't you try Sean
It's gonna be
Dice
one
doing a
about
Connery
worms.
accent?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'll do that next. Here we go. Oh, wait, that's just fucked my head up. I opened my mouth to say it, but you said Sean Dice doing a Sean Connery accent, and I went, and that's
Oh, fuck it. Can I just guess?
anyone can take the wheel of a Chevy calm
It
water.
sounds a bit
But it's
dicey.
not so easy when it's not a calm water. You can't just enjoy the good times. You have to be resilient in the tough times.
Sounds
Ding,
like
ding,
Shrek.
ding.
Ding, ding.
I nailed it, Ben. I think I nailed that.
Yep.
I don't know about
Points
you.
for you there, Lolo.
I'm
If
pretty
you-
sure. Thank you. Thank
If you
you.
were going for Shrek, you nailed it.
Shrek having a hernia surgery. Who
surgery.
said dice? Because you were correct. There you go. Moving on. Rob C.
Can we
Nesbitt
have-
also gets a point.
Can we have...
You're
who the
always
hell
picking.
leads for
You're always
200?
picking Tom ahead of me.
I told you your connection from New Jersey is shit, so you have to chime in a little bit earlier. I tried to give you the
But if it's too early,
Tom
you lose
always
points
gets
for
the benefit of the
trying.
doubt.
No, I call the first one I hear.
I know, I'm just fucking rubbing Tom the rug away.
Tom.
Carol Gunning looks like I joined just as
Who the hell
Lolo
will
was
Leeds
having
200, please?
You did actually, Carol. All right, who was the manager of Leeds United during their 2003-2004 Premier League season, which ended in relegation to the
Ding, ding, ding.
championship?
Ding, ding, ding.
Sorry,
Ding, ding,
Tom,
ding.
you did ding too early on that one, Tom.
Ding,
Chris,
ding, ding.
Oliver Closeoff.
you
Nope.
fucking bastard. I finally cheat for you once. Tom,
It started out as Peter Reid and finished as Eddie Gray.
Amanda Hugginkiss.
Correct.
you are correct.
I was unsure whether you would try and trick us by going with the mid-season sacking.
Chris has the dad porn jokes.
Which one was he?
Can we have Who the Hell Will Lead to 500, please?
You got 4 minutes.
Scored the winning goal for Leeds United in the 1992 First Division title decider against Sheffield United?
Ding,
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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding,
That
ding,
would
ding.
be Ben.
Ryan
No, it's
Gale.
totally me.
No, it
Ryan
was
Gale.
bad.
It was an own goal.
Own goal. Yep. Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Cantona.
Nope.
Rodney Wallace, Gary
No.
Speed, Ryan Gale.
Nope.
Yeah. It's literally Brian Gale, one goal.
I don't have that as the answer, so you're wrong.
Leeds.
Whatever you have, the answer
Well,
is
you've
wrong.
got Lee Chapman.
There you go. I got Lee Chapman.
That's wrong, but
It's wrong.
Why is
but
that
we'll
wrong?
take the point.
because it
'Cause
was
it's wrong.
Ryan Gale, it was an own goal.
Because I've only seen the goal about 6,000 times, and Lee Chapman was nowhere near it.
Okay, so that's minus points then. I'll take those away if they were wrong.
Lee Chapman didn't score in that
I'll give
game.
them to Chris.
Thank you.
Didn't he get an own goal?
Chris did, yes.
He
Because
got
you
a
guys
goal off Rodney
met
Wallace's
me.
ass, and then I think Gary Speed scored, and
That-
then Ryan Gale.
For 200.
Who?
90s films for 200.
Which 1994 crime comedy film directed by Robert Rodriguez and written by Quentin Tarantino features brothers who are on the run from the law and head to Mexico?
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ben,
From Dusk Till Dawn.
you are correct.
Good job, man. It's a great movie.
Half of it written by Tarantino, half of it written by Clooney.
You can tell it's written by two people because it's like two
Yes, you
different
can.
movies that have a distinct
Yes.
turning point.
And thank you for introducing Selma Hayek to the world.
That was not her introduction.
That was her introduction to me
Boobs.
Many
thinking about her while I was rubbing one out.
Many of us,
we
many of
discovered-
us 12-year-old Mexican boys knew her from way back. All right, come on.
As we discovered on the road trip on Saturday afternoons, Salim Hayek has been typed into Google an odd amount of times.
By you?
Salim Hayek.
No, because someone said it in the comment section. So I typed Salim Hayek into Google, and it turns out a lot of people have misspelled her name when making articles about her.
Ah.
Yeah.
Salim Hayek
Salma
has
Hayek
turned
has
up
been-
odd a number of times. Yes.
Can we have All
go
Dirty
then, please.
Bastards for 6?
Well, we are all that after that comment. But
He first hit the headlines at Liverpool, Chris, in 2003 after getting caught on camera spitting at Celtic fans during the UEFA Cup tie.
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding.
Chris, come on.
El
man,
Hadj
this is
Diouf.
fucking too far back for me.
El
Robbie
Hadj
Fowler.
Diouf.
Oh, this is the guy that fucking Gerard hates, right?
Yeah, he's ex-Leeds.
Yes, he's not a fan of him, yeah.
I hated him as well, and then he came to Leeds, and it's like, he's actually a decent player, he was.
He was
But
all right
anyway.
first.
All right, their gaffer said, "What? Please don't call me arrogant, but I'm European champion, and I think I'm a special one."
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris.
Jose Mourinho.
You're correct. I think I nailed the accent on that one.
90s films. We need some points. We need to build up a lead because that leads.
Which 1999 film directed by Kimberly Pierce and starring Hilary Swank tells the story of a young transgender man named Brendan Tina who was brutally beaten and murdered in Nebraska in 1993?
Oh,
Ding, ding,
fuck.
ding.
What is that called?
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris, are you kidding me?
I know
Yeah,
what
Tom.
it is.
Ding, ding, ding. Boys don't cry.
Yeah. Of course, I thought you were going to say, like, in England, it was called Stop Being a Bitch. Like, no. Boys don't cry. Thank
It's
you
a
very
Cure
much.
song.
Can we have their gaffer said what for 500, please?
Oh, nope. You can have Old Dirty Bastards for 500. At City, he first made headlines for putting a cigar out on the eyelid of youth player James Tandy. He then followed that up a few years later by beating up teammate Oliver Dabo, following a training ground disagreement.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tom.
Joey Barton.
You are correct.
Whose brother is locked up for murder with an ice pick.
Wow, a bunch
Can
of
I
y'all
have
knew that.
Old Dirty Bastard for 300, please?
His reputation preceded him at Everton, excuse me, thanks to a 3-month stint behind bars. Occurred after he headbutted Wraith Rovers defender John McStay while at his previous club, Rangers.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Duncan Ferguson.
Duncan Ferguson.
You are correct, both of you.
John McStay was a good player. Celtic player he was.
Big dunk.
Finish it.
Finish Old Dirty Bastard, please.
He swung for Alan Shearer, stamped on Gareth Southgate, and flew in with a vengeful knee-high challenge on Alfinch Holland.
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding.
Yeah, Leeds.
Roy Keane.
Roy Keane.
Yep. Didn't even have to wait for it.
This is where
Who the hell are Leeds for 600?
Which 1999 film directed by Kimberly Pierce?
Ding, 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 boys.
I was as confused as all of you on that. I was like, what does that have to do with Leeds? Let's read further. It still says the same thing every time I click on it. There you
Ding, ding, ding.
Boys don't cry.
Okay, so it has a different answer. It has the actual Leeds answer, but it doesn't have the correct question.
Can you remember what the question was?
So it's 10,000 points, whoever gets the correct answer.
Junior Firpo.
Yeah.
Is it Junior Firpo?
Junior Firpo.
No. Let me see if
He
I can
deserves
find
1,000 if it's true.
Tony Yeboah.
Elias.
let me see. He is now the chairman of the
Owen.
League Managers Association.
Clark Carlisle.
Yeah.
He's the last English manager to win the top flight in England.
Howard Wilkinson.
There you go. That's the answer somehow. That was definitely not the question that I remember putting there, but there you go. Boys don't cry.
I thought it was 10,000 points.
All right.
No.
Their gaffer said, what? Some people think football is a matter of life and death. I don't like that attitude. I can assure them that it's
Oh, I know who this is. Fuck.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'll be right back to answer your questions in a second.
Fuck. Who is this?
It's Shankly. It's Bill Shankly.
I
isn't it?
mean, Mr. Shankly. Yeah, it totally is. Failed Liverpool.
Ian Snodding. I love it. His brother Glyn. I never knew which was which when I was a kid.
Frankly, Mr. Shankly. Fuck. There we go. Good job, Lolo.
What did I do?
Keep it in the sink.
Flow
Yeah.
going.
Hit the side of the sink
Good
so we
flow
don't hear
going.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they're hosing them down again.
Hose me down. All right, let's go. Sorry, I was hoping you guys would take longer with Bill Shankly. I'm going to assume Tom and Ben got that one.
Well, Tom gave it to Chris. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Who the hell are Leeds United? Who is Leeds United all-time leading goal scorer? Chris?
Leeds United's all-time leading goal scorer.
Ding, ding,
Firpo.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, no, he got it correct. It is Junior Firpo.
Yeah.
Moving on, Chris, you're doing well. You're about to win this. You've got enough.
600.
Here we go, Chris. My greatest challenge is not what's happening at the moment. My greatest challenge was knocking Liverpool right off their fucking perch.
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding.
Ben.
Alex Ferguson.
Oh, it is. I was reading that wrong. I don't know how I was reading it, but that's not who I thought that was. All right.
Dyshaw Connery for 6.
Okay. We're oppressed, I think.
Ding, ding,
You know,
ding.
there's only 5%
Oh,
of the
come
world's
on.
population who are a ginger. So it's a tough time for us gingers.
Ding, ding, ding.
I went super Irish at the end there. That's where Chris, it's on you.
Dyche.
It is Sean Dyche.
You started off Connery.
Yeah, and then I went like Lawler by the end.
All right. I'm gonna
I
go
think the
Leeds.
giveaway was the fact that one of them's not ginger.
I'm gonna go Leeds.
Yep.
Leeds for 300 because I don't want that to be the 2,000 point question.
There you go. Now you're getting it. Who scored the winning goal for Leeds United in the 1972 FA Final Cup against Arsenal?
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tommy.
Alan
Clark.
Clark. Sniffer himself.
Arthur C. Clarke.
True fact, Arsenal have never beaten Leeds in a cup final.
Yeah.
That is a
Norton too.
True story.
Right, we'll go Dyche Connery for 4. So we'll have the final
You
question.
didn't want that to be a 2000?
No. Because it's 50-50, isn't it? We could lose it on that.
Are you sure you want to have a fight? Because I'm I'm just now in my head is like really pushing me to go like Irish. Okay. Because I'm only going to use my thumb, my right thumb. Left one's much too powerful for you.
Ding, ding, ding. Connery. Connery.
Of course it is. Now let me see if I can actually do it. Now, are you sure that you want to have a fight? Because I'm only going to use my thumb and my right thumb because my left thumb is it's much too powerful for you.
Is that Mr. Tyson?
There you go, Mo Master.
My right is impeccable.
My left is impeccable.
My right.
I think I nailed that way more than I nailed any Sean Dyche or Sean Connery today.
Gaffer for 2,200.
All right. This one will be worth exactly 2,200 points.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Or 2,101. It's fine.
I want to thank all the mothers of my players for giving them such big balls.
Ding,
This
ding,
is a
ding.
good one to end on. Chris, you don't know this.
Pep.
No. He wishes.
Bielsa. Ding, ding,
Oh, no,
ding.
I can picture it in my head.
Pep wishes he was Bielsa. This guy wishes he was Pep.
Ding,
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 ding.
ding.
Klopp.
Nope.
Simeone?
Chris pulling out the win with a 2,200 point question. 7,100 points.
Can I just add before you first up?
Yeah. No, it's too late. I've already hit the button though. You get bonus points next week.
That's ever existed.
Yeah, that was actually you guys did really well of choosing a good question for the last one because you all paused. Nobody knew it right away. It was good.
No, I know I've heard
I
that.
still don't know it. I remember it being said. No, I remember it being said. But as soon as it was like, but who said it? My mind went brain fart.
Yeah, but then you're like, yeah, I could totally see Simeone saying that.
Oh yeah.
Of course,
I know he said it.
course,
now,
like
I know he said it.
Yeah, like I think
But Brian
Simeone
Dowd
would
did
be,
score the goal that won Leeds the league.
and you got the points, didn't you?
Didn't
I give you the points?
Yeah, and then you took them off.
Oh, because you were talking shit. So yeah,
which you deserved.
You're bound to lose.
To be fair,
you're bound to lose points for talking shit. But yeah, welcome back trivia. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was fun. We haven't done that in a while. Full on trivia, and brings me back to my old days knowing Mr. Tom and Ben before you guys became uppity bastards.
I don't think
now
we've
you're
been
all
uppity
like
bastards all season.
you had the question.
Now
the questions were accurate back then.
Yeah.
The answers matched the questions.
Yes.
Now
when you actually wrote them yourself.
No, now I have a robot that writes them, and I don't double check them. No, you guys have just become too professional in your
quizzing
commentaries. And
is this like a return of trivia, or is this just like a one night stand with trivia?
Well, this was a night that I knew I may
monthly
not have
thing.
Mark, and I knew Gary wasn't going to be available, and I knew Italy Jet wasn't going to be available. So I wasn't sure about the three of you guys who were going to. I knew Ben was going to be here, but you two didn't respond. So if it was just me and Ben, we would have a good hour, and then we would have a good
I only
old
tell you when
trivia
I'm not
time.
going to be around. If I don't say anything, just assume I'm going to click the link.
That's what I do with my herpes. So
What,
we're
your
going
herpes click a
to.
link?
Yeah, if they let me know when they're going to be around.
Yeah, you've got to click the link, then you've got to click enter studio. So it's double click.
That's how it works.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, Tom, tell us about what you're up to.
Feel free to join us next Wednesday, where we'll probably be making our picks for our Saturday watch along next Saturday, midnight UK, 7 p.m. Eastern. Some weeks you even find the main man, Ben himself, on there. Clicks the link.
And enters the studio.
It does. He brings it.
We had Lars
Ulrich
on
fun
yet?
time as well.
And feel free to watch this week's show that was aired on Wednesday. It's on YouTube. It's now available.
Now available to listen to. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. And we did run a little bit long today, but nobody seems to care too much about that. But we have just, we've just sent out the link. We will be backstage talking for a little bit. What am I drinking now that is just making me like full of burps? You're just old. I know. Shut up. So we will be backstage for a little bit of hanging out and talking. If you guys want to join us, click the link. We only have room for 10 people. So if you do want to join us, click on that now. We will see you backstage. But thank you very much. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer. You did a lot for this world, good and bad. But you did it, pal. And Chris, thank you very much. Mr. Tom, thank you for joining us. Ben, thank you so much for joining us as well. And Director John, thank you as always. We'll see you all next week. I hope all your teams lose, except for
everyone.
Arsenal and whoever's playing Manchester City. Peace.